Over the last decade, cosplay has been gaining more recognition and more people from many different backgrounds have joined in. But what does this hobby mean for the people who engage in it, and how has it affected their lives? This documentary hopes to gain some insight into this fascinating world in the words of the cosplayers themselves. We met several cosplayers at the event, and they all had something to say about the hobby. And there were several recurring factors among their experiences. Ready?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Recording? Alright, hello, what's your name?
I'm Brandon Carter.
I'm Becky.
And you consent to this documentary, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello, what's your name?
I'm Sarah. I'm cosplaying Toka. I'm Britt and I'm cosplaying Rize.
And you consent to this interview, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi there, what's your name?
I'm Tom.
I'm Kirsty.
And what characters are you going as today?
Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening.
I'm Pam from Fire Emblem Awakening.
Anyway, love your costumes. Who are you?
Will from Witch. Palin. Emma. Cornelia. Tirani.
And together that is?
Witch. I thought they were going to show it. You guys didn't do it and it was just...
Okay, so what's your name?
Jack Walker.
And you consent to this documentary, right?
Yeah, why not?
So who are you going as today?
Vash the Stampede from the anime Trigun.
And what kind of work went into this costume?
Well, a lot of work went to getting the wig to work first, because you have to buy one that's completely down and find the strongest hairspray known to man just to get it to stay up. It literally took hours. It took longer just to get the wig to work. As you can see, the gloves aren't like grand, but they do their job.
Well, the wing's probably the most work. But the most work probably went into the harness that holds them. It's pretty heavy duty. I've got a piece of plywood strapped to my back. Just not too much fun.
So that's plywood those wings are made of?
No, we use the cellophane, but it's got a plywood harness.
And what about
Probably the hardest was the Cargonet, definitely. But it was quite easy to make, but it just kept falling apart during the process. And I was like, oh.
So how much time, money, effort went into these costumes?
Both swords, 25 quid each. And the main costume cost me £65 and about £15 for the hair dye because it's naturally grown.
So have you been cosplaying often?
I've been cosplaying for 3 years now.
I've been cosplaying up to about 5 years in November.
If you don't mind me asking, what was your experience when you first got into it?
It was incredible. My first character was Pit from Kid Icarus, and it was amazing, really. Seeing all the people just coming up to you and saying, "Oh, your costume is great," and it was your first time as well, like it's a handmade costume. So I didn't know how well it was going to go, but I got lots of compliments, and it was really, really good.
The same here. It was like, it was really overwhelming at first, but then I just realised that this is just like what I was kind of supposed to do. I didn't really fit in like around my area, but when I got here, it's like it just clicked.
What's your experience been as a cosplayer so far?
Oh, it's been great. Everyone is absolutely lovely. You just go around to Comic-Con, everyone recognises you, you just have a great time. Every other cosplay event I've been to is just great, it's fun, you know, you get to be your favourite characters from something for a day. It's the best.
That's fantastic. Definitely say that cosplay was a very positive influence on your life.
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge passion for both of us.
I mean, you get criticism every now and again, but it's just positive feedback. It's just critical, and it's ways you can improve. It's part of the hobby. You make cosplayers to get criticism to improve.
So have you made any friends through cosplay?
Yeah, loads. Yeah. All our friends are through cosplay.
Every single one of my friends that I talk to like regularly is through cosplay.
We met through cosplay and started dating.
Wow. So it's definitely one of the greatest things happened then.
Yeah, definitely.
So what kind of experiences have you had with the community as such?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We actually, us two and my sister, we actually met at the last Comic-Con. So we made friends through Comic-Con here. So yeah, it's great.
I think Comic-Con's like the best place to find your friends and just find new kind of communities and it's a great place to be, really. It's an overall friendly event and it's great fun.
But have you ever encountered like criticism either to yourself or to others, or if you've seen the kind of criticisms?
Yes, I've seen them because from both sides, because there can be fans of an actual thing that's just very cruel and effectively troll the cosplayer just for the sake of it. And then there's always you've got the people that don't like this kind of stuff. That's just just like, oh my god, look at these weirdos. So I've never personally experienced it, but I know quite a few people that have suffered it.
So you haven't encountered any like negative criticism of your work or trolling online or anything like
I
that?
don't know about you, but I've never encountered it.
No, I've never had anyone be negative.
Ah.
Apart from the odd annoying photo without asking. That's it.
Ah.
I've had those people that try and take selfies when they're like eating a sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Or
yeah.
having a
Other people
drink.
take photos of me eating, and that's not that fun.
It's not like it looks. I'm not like I prefer if you just ask me.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So what would you say to those people whose view of cosplay is, shall we say, uninformed?
Just give it a go. Give it a go. It's a lot of fun. Why not? It's something you never normally get to do. You get to dress up and just take on a new identity for a day or two. Yeah.
You get to be a big kid for once and get away with it. So,
Have you ever received like criticism, like?
people who hate, yeah, it's gonna happen. But the amount of people who come here, you're never gonna get hate around here.
No, that's never something I've experienced. It's just a great opportunity. It's a lot of fun to take part in.
So for those who criticise the hobby, would you say a lot of their arguments are more born from ignorance rather than actual understanding?
Oh, definitely. It's like if someone buys a sports jersey and then criticises someone for buying a cosplay, it's the same thing. You're cosplaying as a member of your team. I'm just going as someone from a cartoon.
And you paid a lot more too.
Well, yeah, but the dedication is unreal. I mean, just look at it.
Is there any advice you give to somebody who's starting out?
Just give it a go. Like, don't worry about it. Just put the costume on, go to con and have fun.
Basically, don't let anyone tell you what to do. Do whatever you want, and people will notice what your cosplay is.
Did the stress ever really get to you at any point?
I mean, I think Fran tried to kill herself by sewing her finger to the machine. So.
And then flipping all of the pins all over the floor. That's also good.
And then this morning being like, this doesn't fit, it's falling down, I don't know what's happening.
Pin me to my costume.
Please pin me to my costume.
But it was all worth it in the end.
I was waiting for someone to just go, no. No, why am I here?
I hate it all. I don't want to see your
Friendship's destroyed.
Anyway, thank you for your time, girls. You've been great guests.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for the theatrics too.
Well, no worries.
Oh, thank you for your time. Well, thank you for your time, girls.
No problem.
Thank you, yes. Thank you, yes. Thank you very much. Well, thank you for your time then.
Cheers.
Many of the cosplayers told me and Matthew that, well, it does take a lot of time. It is stressful. It will test you. It may not even be financially viable for all people. But there's no real common denominator for what a cosplay should be. It all depends on the person and what they can get access to. A common trend among the cosplayers that we met at this convention is the necessity of an online presence to promote yourself and to seek advice from others. Many of the people we met at the convention had various Facebook accounts or email addresses that they used to promote their work and receive feedback. So it's clear that the online social media aspect is a very important thing in the activity of cosplay. And you said you're part of a Jinxie Dragon cosplay group?
Yeah, well, that's my own cosplay group. So I've got a bunch of followers, and they see what cosplays I do, and I sort of take requests as well.
So it's like personal for you personally?
Yeah, so it's like promoting myself as like a cosplayer in the community.
Do you know many cosplayers who do
I know quite a few, yeah. I'm dating a guy called Cosplay and Coffee, and I met him through cosplay. I'm also a big part of the SAO Cosplayers UK, because I do a lot of Asuna cosplays, and I got a secret on coming from May, so secret SAO cosplay. So
It's secret now.
Only I know about it.
yeah, I
which is
can't
good.
hide it from her because she lives with me.
Are you part of a you have one of these or something like that?
We haven't made mine yet. We were sort of just get Jinxie's one done first, Like, she wanted hers done. She wants to build up her profile. I've got a fair few more likes than she has, so we're trying to boost her up as much as we can. She definitely needs more recognition.
So this is very much like a form of promotion for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a common thing among a lot of cosplayers.
Yeah, the sort of self-promoting like some cards, and that means like we get a lot of people who go, oh, can we have a photo with you? And then they don't tag us, so all that hours that we put into making our costumes we don't get noticed for, and it's quite sad because we're like...
Don't mind me asking, what kind of thing do you expect to gain from promoting yourself in this manner?
I just guess more likes on my page, some more followers, more like people to like help me out, just like give me inspiration, give me like guidance for like how to make my next cosplay so I can make them bigger and better.
It's nice to help other people as well. I mean, we have people contact our pages like, oh my god, that's amazing, like how did you make that, what materials did you use? It's a good idea for like other people to like contact you after con and have like a proper serious conversation. It's really good.
You mentioned you were part of something called SAO Cosplayers UK. What was it like joining that community, or how did you get in contact with them?
So I actually only started cosplaying in October at October MCM last year.
Right.
So I went to one of their SAO meets on the Saturday and Sunday, and I met a whole bunch of the fellow like SAO cosplayers. And being part of that community, we all go like on the Facebook page and we post our latest like cosplay updates. And I've made some really good friends there. As I said, I met my partner through there, so. That's
I've
really
met 3
good.
people today who met their partners through cosplay.
Yeah, so we both...
It's definitely a recurring thing.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you gain so many skills. Like, I never knew how to do this beforehand, and now I'm just like, yeah, give me my glue gun, give me, like, an exercise mat, and I'll make a cosplay out of it.
So you never really had any interest in, like, textiles work before cosplay?
No. I mean, we've done, like, clothed cosplays. Like, we've never really done armour. And then it wasn't until, I can't remember who suggested it, but we come up with doing armour cosplays. So we just got a load of like EVA foam.
I said, oh, Decathlon are selling
That's
EVA
it.
roll mats for £2.
Yeah,
so we do some
£2
armour
Decathlon.
builds.
So yeah, no, I started building my armour, and Jess was like, oh my god, that's awesome. I need to have a go at that, which is how she ended up with this. And the massive wings, which she's not wearing at the moment, unfortunately, but it's in the cos parade
Watch
later.
the cos parade, you'll see my massive wings.
Yeah.
Just because people kept knocking into them, I didn't want them getting broken, so.
But do you believe that willingness to support each other is a very important aspect of the community?
Definitely. Like if it wasn't for, say, me helping other people or them helping me, like I don't feel as though the community would be as big as it is now, because there are loads of famous cosplayers who make their own books, they make their own patterns and things like that, and they're always making tutorials for other people to learn, so then they feel as though they can make something that they're proud of as well.
So you say, but for someone who's starting out, it's they're not as alone as they may perceive themselves to be.
Yeah, because I find if you're trying to become established or do something within a very niche kind of community, one of the biggest pitfalls of it is feeling as though you don't have any help and no one really knows about it, because then you don't feel as though you can reach out and ask other people to help you.
In the weeks preceding the convention, I'd gotten in contact with a cosplayer named Sophie Maloney and managed to arrange an interview with her.
Your name is?
My name's Sophie.
And you consent to this interview, right?
Yes.
Yes. Just a bit of oral, confirmation. Anyway, well, who are you going as today?
Today I'm dressed as Dark Rukia from the Bleach movies.
Ah. So, how long have you been cosplaying?
I've been cosplaying since 2012, so a good few years now, I reckon. Quite a long time.
So, how did you get into cosplay?
I kind of got into it when I was talking to a friend, and we kind of saw it online and thought, oh, that's cool, let's give that a try. So we did.
So, how would you say, if you could, you now meet yourself, back then, how far would you say you've come?
Quite far. I mean, when I did my first costume, it's a case of masking tape onto a blazer, and it fell apart within seconds. Now it's got to a point where I can actually sew things, and it doesn't fall apart for a good few days, so it's pretty far, I'd say.
So how has cosplay affected your life?
It affected me a lot more than I expected it to. So when I first started, I thought it'd just be, I'll be bored of it in about a week or so. But it's led me to meet so many people, and it's given me something to talk about and do after work and after anything I'm doing. So it's definitely improved, made life a lot better.
That's a very recurring thing. A lot of people I've spoke to today. It's like it's brought them new friends. It's even brought them relationships and that kind of thing.
I can agree with that as well.
Yes. And it's like just this massively positive influence on a lot of people's lives.
It is. It's really positive for most people, and we highly advise people join in.
I know I don't like to bring up this subject, but have you encountered criticism or some negativity directed towards you or friends of yours?
Yes, I've seen it a lot, either to myself or to people I know. Needless to say, when someone does, we usually end up grouping together to try and defend the person who they're attacking. It's not right for people to be discriminated against or have negativity come towards their costumes.
Yeah, it's not just the bullies and the trolls, though, is it?
There's a lot worse than that.
It's the media's perception
Yeah.
and like how various news outlets have sort of framed cosplay in this sexualized, exhibitionist light.
Yeah, I mean, it gets perceived in so many different ways, but if you were to attend a convention like this one, then you'd know they can tell that it's different to that. And the amount of people I've met who are at events and stuff, and they've basically been confused or didn't know that it was actually like this, it's quite surprising when they realise how it actually is and how friendly everyone is at the community.
So would you give any advice to aspiring cosplayers who may be watching this documentary?
Yeah, well, my advice tends to be just to get going and do it. I mean, when I first started, my costumes fell behind seconds, they looked terrible. Some of them still do to this day, but it's a case if you just sort of give it a go, even if you don't think you look that great, go for it anyway. There's always a way to improve.
It's also about the compliments people give you, recognising you for the character.
I mean, when that sort of thing happens, you do feel really, really good inside. I mean, with a character like this one who's not as popular as some of the ones I've done in the past or as popular as some of the ones today, when you get stopped and people talk to you and compliment you and basically, even if they want a photo and all that sort of stuff, it makes you feel a lot better about both yourself and the design you've picked.
So how would you describe, the passion you feel for this hobby?
Very strongly, I'd say.
Drives you to do these kind of things?
Yeah, I mean, there have been times where, like, in most things where I wanted to quit or wanted to give it up entirely, but then I sort of think that if I did that, what would I be doing? I wouldn't really be doing anything else because it's kind of got to that point where it's consumed everything I do.
So, what do you think makes cosplay stand out so much from other hobbies and as parts of fandoms?
I'd probably say that it's more of a sort of friendly one where people can also all interact and join in. It can be done either by yourself or in a group. So basically, it's really creative in how you can go about doing cosplay. So you can be just do photos, you can be in character, you can perform. It's got many different branches to it, really.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Sophie.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you.
Overall, cosplay is a hobby with 1,000 roads that lead into it, so it is ultimately whatever a person makes of it. And as we have seen, people are very good at making things, regardless of what walk of life they come from.